Look, we've got to talk about Spurs, Jamo. Let's get it out of the way.
Come on, then.
Because Spurs fans want to come on and have their piece. And let's get a little bit pathetic. You know, I feel like a broken record, Jermaine, right now. I really do. Talking about the same thing every single week. 12 games we've lost this season is unacceptable for any Spurs. Oh, you know what? It's horrible when you actually hear it, isn't it?
You've lost the same amount of games as Ipswich Town.
That violin's horrible, isn't it? It's
you have lost the same amount. No disrespect to Ipswich Town, but you've lost the same amount of games to Ipswich
Look, Jermaine,
Town.
me and you have played football, right? I get it. We've played reserve team football, right? When it don't matter. You go and play out. Go on, lads, go and play. Go and express yourselves. Get beat 3-0 and, you know, oh, yeah, but you know what? Played well tonight. Moved the ball nicely. Made some nice chances. Like, that is what Spurs are at the moment. Every time I turn on and watch Spurs, it's like watching a reserve league. Result don't matter. Go on, lads, just go and play. Go and enjoy yourselves. Bomb on, score goals, play some good football. No, that's not how you win football matches. You've got to have discipline. You've got to work hard for each other. You've got to be solid. You've got to be hard to beat.
If you've got half a team, listen, I'm going to defend.
Bournemouth have got half a team.
For the first time, I'm going to defend Spurs.
Let me tell you now, before you say that, I get it, but there's injuries. Now, I know there's injuries, key injuries. Bournemouth, 8 first-team players out. 8. But they go and beat Newcastle 4-1.
But they've got a better squad.
Oh, what do you mean?
They obviously got a deeper squad than Spurs.
No, it's
when
you've
got to start getting kids and then you start playing a central mid. At least they're playing players in their position.
Let me tell you now, right? We bought Bergvall to be a player. We didn't buy him to play in the reserves. He bought him to be a player, and he's been all right. Archie Gray, paid £50 million for him, been really good. We bought him to play. Might not play every week, but he's good enough to play. Okay. If we were playing Mikey Moore and Lancashire and, all these kids from the reserves and we were getting beat, I'll hold my hands up and say, you know what? Yeah, we are struggling, bare bones. Son, Maddison, Kulusevski, Dragosan.
You're playing a kid,
Porro.
Right?
They all played the other day. Don't tell me you lose 12 games this season and that's acceptable.
That's like playing Gravenberg centre-back.
What do you mean? Archie Gray played in midfield.
He's not played in his position since he joined the club. He's played in centre-back, right-back, left-back. You can't play a kid midfield and then expect him to be a top centre-back in the Premier League.
I'm not asking him to be a top player, right? I'm not.
He's playing way out of position.
No, Archie. Listen, this is not about Archie Gray.
Yeah,
Archie Gray's been brilliant.
Yes,
Archie Gray's done well. But the young kids have actually done good. But the rest of them ain't been good enough. And the manager, tactically, first time he changed it at the weekend, was his way of saying, right, you know what, I am going to change it. We're 3-0 down at half time.
All right, let's do a little comparison. Right? If you were to take Virgil van Dijk, Konate, take him out of the Liverpool centre back, and let's say you're going to put, I don't know, Kwanzaa and a midfielder in there. Do you think Liverpool would be where they are now?
Well, Konate's been injured. And wouldn't lose,
but
they wouldn't lose 12 games, Gemma.
And then you take out, obviously, you've got Bentancur's had a long injury. Solanke's always, missed a lot of games.
No, Solanke missed one game yesterday.
But I'm saying he's been injured prior to that. You've got a lot of key players in the midfield injured as well. So you take them out of any team, and then you look at the depth, and then you look at the depth. Yeah, I know, but the depth is so weak in Spurs. So that's even worse. So that adds to it even more.
But 3-0 down at half time against Everton. Come on, mate.
Listen, David Moore's a good manager.
Every week.
Everton are a very good team.
Every week we play the same way. They
score goals, Everton.
Mate, it's embarrassing. 12 games. And the manager comes on afterwards. He's spiky with everyone. Is he inspiring the dressing room? Is he inspiring the fans? Every time he talks to journalists, he loses his rag. He don't talk to anyone. He's got his head down.
I don't think
is he inspiring them? Is he inspiring Spurs right now?
You put another manager.
We are living on the fact that when he come in, he won 10 games on the bounce, and everyone was like,
you had a fully strength team.
What a manager.
Fully strength team. Not a lot of injuries. I don't think you could get anyone in there and get a change out of this squad that you've got of players who's fit.
Well, that's the problem, mate.
You've got Dragosan, who's a stopgap.
He's an international football player.
Is it? Wow.
He's an international football player.
Well, I couldn't debate that one, but okay.
Look, it's so many things wrong with Spurs right now. The manager, the players ain't good enough. No leaders, no characters, no one fighting for the badge. Daniel Levy getting it wrong. But where do you go? What do you do? I feel like I'm going. It's a broken record. Same thing, like a parrot every week.
Spurs though. Look, it's not. I'm not being disrespectful, but it's it's almost every season. I don't understand why all of a sudden, like, you think, oh my God, we're
any other manager who was 15th in the table at Tottenham, whether it was Ramos, Harry Redknapp, Antonio Conte, Nuno Espirito Santo, Jose Mourinho, if they were 15th in the table, mate, whether it was in the Champions League, Europa League, beating teams in all that nonsense, they would get the sack. I don't know why Ange has got so much credit in the bank that he thinks it's acceptable to be 15th in the table and we're still backing Ange. What he's going... What?
I think no other manager... I don't think any other managers had this serious amount of injuries at Spurs.
Everyone has injuries,
No, I'm not. Yes, everyone does. But I don't think Conte or Jose or Nuno had this amount of injuries to key players and a short depth squad to have this massive impact than Ange has.
No, I disagree, mate. The fan base again is broken. Loads of them blaming Levy, loads of them blaming Ange. Everyone's to blame. That's the problem. There's big problems at the football club. I want to hear from Spurs. Let's go to Chris. He's a Spurs fan. All right, Chris.
Hello, boys. How are you? Right, mate?
I'm good, mate.
Chris, I feel like Parrot every week.
Yeah, Jay, I called up about a month ago and I called him a fraud. I did. I called him a fraud, and I put it out there and I said he's the worst manager in the Premier League. And you know what? I'll double down on that and I'll say he's one of the worst managers ever in the Premier League. He's a nightmare. You sound like me now, Jay. You've cracked. I can hear it in your voice. You do. You've cracked now because you've come to the realisation that he's not the one, mate, anymore.
Listen, I look at it, Chris, and I go, everyone goes on about the football that we play. Well, it's easy to go and tell teams to go and play great football. Do you know what I mean? Let's play tiki-taka and let's do this and do that, bomb forward. When you're getting pumped every week, you've got to look and go, hold on a minute. Bielsa was like that at Leeds and they got rid of him. Do you know?
They're not playing for him anymore. It's clearly obvious.
Listen, I'm going to have to defend him. I think the way he's playing, I love it. I love watching Spurs.
Of course you love it, because you get beat every week.
Of course he does. I know you're going to say the other side, but... If we had Van Dijk and Konate, Jermaine, they'll be injured within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They'll be injured. The way he plays.
Yeah, I know.
If you have the best centre-backs in the world, they'll be injured.
Everyone's digging out the coaching staff and the physios and all that. And listen, I'm not there. I don't know what the coaching staff's like at the moment. But the way we play, of course you're going to get injured. The players are having to sprint back, chasing the ball 24/7. No wonder Van Dijk does his hammy every 2 weeks.
If you look back at it, he has a track record of hamstring injuries. It's not new. It's not new. He had it at Celtic. He even admits it. It's not new. So if you're not going to adapt to it, then I don't know what to do.
We tried to adapt to it, though, at the weekend, and look what happened. 3-0 down at half-time. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, but it is very embarrassing, mate. Honestly, Jay, honestly, I'm shaking again. Last time I come when I was shaking, and this time I thought I could compose myself. Every time I speak about him, I rage.
You know the problem we've got...
All right, guys. So what was the excuse, when you beat Man City at City? I thought it was a great masterclass of a performance. You got the tactics right. You had a fully... I won't say a fully strength team, but you had a good strength team. That wasn't a fluke.
3 days later, Feyenoord, or was it PSV, went there and scored 3 goals in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that great, was it?
Yeah.
Man City was on downfall at that time. We just caught them at the right time.
Yeah.
And in that game, Haaland probably missed a couple of saves, if you remember rightly. If they actually buried their chances, it wouldn't have been the same.
If and buts. Everyone misses chances.
We always beat Man City. We always beat Man City. Honestly, genuinely, we always beat Man City. Everyone knows it.
And the most sickening feeling is everyone blames Levy. And before you can blame Levy, but he's backed Ange. No one can deny that he's backed Ange. Potts would be sick. If we backed Potts like we've backed Ange, we would be fine.
I know.
We'd be sick. I heard a lady call up on talkSPORT earlier saying that Ange has had €400 million. That's sickening.
Yeah, he's had a lot of money. And look, Levy deserves some stick. Of course he does. 18th, 19th of January, and who we signed? We ain't signed anyone. So there's the problems with Daniel Levy. You stick your hand in your pocket, you've got to spend again. But he has spent money on players. He has.
No, he has. You could not. Yeah, he has.
And, Ange Postecoglou, really and truthfully, ain't doing the business. Hasn't got a plan B. Hasn't got a plan C. And is he getting the best out of the players? Is he? Well, it's like the results don't matter. He's just like, this is who we are. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to play this way, regardless of what the result is. This is the way I'm doing it. Like it or lump it. And in the end, you go, hold on a minute, 15th in the table. If you were 8th, or 9th, and you're still close to it.
I knew that would come on.
You know the problem we got, Chris? This is all I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say, Chris. The biggest problem we've got is Daniel Levy is too embarrassed to sack him. Because if we do sack him, Ryan Mason gets put in charge, because no manager in the Premier League or no manager in Europe is going to want to take the job now until the end of the season. So we'd be stuck with Ryan Mason. So he's got he's got egg in his face, Daniel Levy, because he's got to stick with him, because no one else wants the job right now.
The meltdown.
The Liverpool game, mate. He's way into the Liverpool game.
The meltdown.
He doesn't want to do what he done to Mourinho and sack him before a final.
Yeah,
He's way into that Liverpool game.
I agree.
If we lose against Liverpool,
he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
I wanted him gone now. I wanted him gone last month. He's gone, mate.
He's going to wait.
Tightrope.
He's going to wait. Yeah. Chris, top man, mate. Appreciate your call.
Mate. The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.